Good evening, folks. Welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk and do a little bit of a dive on the Nick Diaz situation. It's changed again. It was some dodgy, sketchy things going on. That thing in the shop I did a video on. The guy in the shop in Las Vegas. Some weird stuff going on there. I didn't even know what to make of it. Obviously, the Nick lighting fires. There's the Joe Riggs interview as well, where he basically said that put him on blast that he's been doing meth. And there's some new things that has come out. I think his ex-girlfriend or current girlfriend, we're not sure. She has posted saying word for word, Nick has been forcibly taken by his cousin and transported across the border into Mexico. I'm not sure how it works going country to country, but I'm sure that would be classed as a federal crime. So she's an idiot, even putting that out there. Sorry, I got a bit of an indigestion. Where he is confined in a rehabilitation facility against his will. Well, sometimes you need to be put places against your will for your own well-being. He was drugged during this process and has made numerous attempts to escape, but the authorities consistently return him to the facility. So he makes attempts to escape, but they return him to the facility, which would mean he has escaped. So which one is it? Communication with him is severely restricted. I am unable to speak with him or receive updates directly. So that doesn't make sense either. He's severely restricted. I'm unable to speak to him or receive updates. None of this makes sense. All information must be relayed through a man named Ruben, who is responsible for his placement in the facility. Nick does not wish to remain at the facility. He desires to return home to California and attend a drug rehabilitation program there. He is also seeking to understand who has the authority to keep him confined in Mexico against his wishes at Baja Rehab. Hashtag repost at Nick Diaz 209. It says here, these allegations prompted a response from Nick Diaz recovery and conditioning coach Jose Garcia. Garcia dismissed the girlfriend's claim, questioning the plausibility of a scenario in which Diaz could be drugged and forcibly taken to Mexico. I know, it sounds like BS to me. He publicly urged her to stop posting emotional content about Diaz and accused her of causing more harm than good. The exchange between Garcia and Kayla escalated on social media, with both parties making personal accusations. Go away. You have done more damage than help. You need therapy yourself. You need mental health professionals to help you heal from all the trauma and bullshit you've caused Nick. You and Nick have been through. Stop posting. Really, because the last I checked, I'm the only one who... Oh, I'm not even reading that. She's an idiot. Cesar Gracie, here we go. This is the main man. Diaz's longtime coach also addressed the situation. Gracie posted a recent photo of himself with Diaz, stating that Diaz is healthy and well. He further clarified that Diaz has not been kidnapped or cloned. PJ Penn, and does not have a girlfriend. Gracie's statement was intended to counter the rumours that and reassure the public about Nick Diaz's condition. 2 seconds. Fuck's sake. So the whole thing looks like a load of BS, or there's something definitely going on here, but it's more than meets the eye. Let's have a look now at this Instagram profile of this so-called woman. So here's the first post I could find where she posted with Nick Diaz. Look how healthy and good Nick looks there. May 4th, 2019. When was that after the Anderson Silva fight? Oh God, that was 4 years after the Anderson Silva. God, time's gone quick. So this was years after the Anderson Silva fight. He hasn't fought in about 4 years here. She's met her there. She's kind of hot looking, but at the same time, she looks like a devil. She looks treacherous. I've been around girls like this many times in my life. She is what in the UK we call a scat, a slag. You can just tell. I don't want to talk bad about the guy's misses. I've got massive respect for Diaz brothers, especially Nick. I was a massive Nick fan. I did way before I even give a crap about Nate. I'm not gonna lie. No one gave a crap about Nate until he beat McGregor. Let's be real. I did, but I was more of a Nick fan and always have, always will be. She looks treacherous. I'm not gonna lie. She looks dodgy as hell. That's in 2019. There's a couple more posts here and there. 2019, again in 2019. Oh, looking healthy there. 2019, looking okay. Looking. Little bit run down, but it could just be the lighting. 2020. Looking okay there. Well, not looking great. Looking okay there. Looking decent there. 2020. So it's been like a year. And then, bam. It's been about 18 months. She's got her feet under the table. She's got her clothes into him. He does not look right there. I would say he is definitely on La Coca. Maricon. I think he's on the Coca there. That's just my opinion. It could be wrong. But I think he's on a downward spiral there. So that's January. That's basically the very start of 2021, yeah? 2 weeks into 2021. They don't post for all of 21, 22, 23. It's nearly 4 years. 3.5 years, there's no post for him. And then look at him here. Look at her as well. That's a drug couple. And I hate to say this, I'm going to show you now in a minute how much respect I got for these guys. I love these guys, but man, I don't know what you can say there. That's a drug addict. I mean, look how drawn and sucked in he is. I mean, even when he was fighting and making 170 or even 165 back in his day, he didn't look like this. He just doesn't look healthy and well. And then you don't see anything apart from this. And he does not look great there either. He looks like he did when he was in that store in Las Vegas talking to that random fan. And also, she's posting this. And it's like a hotel room door there. So she's in a hotel posting shit like this when he's like obviously like in somewhere else. That's sus. Like when girls on their dating profiles have tons of pictures when there's all that on the back of the door. You're like, nah, you know this girl's for the streets. And she looks like she's for the streets. I'm not going to lie. This girl looks suspect. And man, I honestly think she might not have been a massive drug addict, but when she got her closer to him in his bank account, she was probably, those 3 years, 3.5 years where they didn't post, she was probably hammering him. He was probably living in his house like Jesse off Breaking Bad type shit. I'm not even joking to like make fun, but he was probably just, she probably just hammered him for 3.5 years. Joe Riggs said he's got no money left, and I mean 3.5 years of, I mean when you're doing shit like that, like these kind of things, other things cost you money. You just, there's a million things. You're not doing things right. You're missing things. You're messing things up. You're not living right. Your money's going to go, not just on the drugs. You're going to make mistakes, make bad decisions, which all accumulates to you losing your wealth. And I mean, Nick has worked his entire life, fought and blood, sweat and tears. No one deserves money more than Nick Diaz. When people say they put their heart and soul and they really bled for the fans, this guy really, truly did do that. And you cannot dispute that. He took a shellacking. It's this fighting style, but he took a beating to entertain those fans. And I'm not saying he necessarily did it to entertain the fans, but if there was a Roman gladiator at the end when they say, are you entertained? This is the guy where you would say, yeah, I am entertained. And he did it with his goddamn heart, his grit, and his skill as well, entertaining the fans. And she just came in when he's at the finish line, when he's got all his pay-per-view money from the Anderson fight, and he's just living well. I mean, look how good he was when she met him. Look at him. Look how good he looked when she met him. Look at this. The guy's a stud, like. Look at that. The guy looks like a proper G'd up gangster. Look at him. Do you know what I mean? And look at her. Just a rat. I'm sorry, but just a rat in the whip. That's how a woman can just destroy even the strongest of men. And I don't want to talk bad about Nick Diaz. I love this guy so much. Back in 2012, when he was going to fight GSP, before he fought GSP, I've got more of these too. So I'm not bullshitting. I don't know. I would have never heard of Metal Militia, but they used to wear it on their shirts back in the day. I've got a Metal Militia hat. I've got another 3 Metal Militia t-shirts, and I've got these 2 bad boys. You can see how faded they are. Like, look at them. Look how faded they are. These are 13 years old, these t-shirts. 13 fucking years old. I've had these for 13 years. That's how long of it. And I was an MMA fan way before then. But that's the kind of respect I got for the Diaz brothers. I wouldn't buy nothing off nobody. Adverts don't work on me. Sponsors don't work on me. I don't give a shit. But I was such a massive Diaz fan. I was like, hell yeah, I'll buy some Metal Militia to support these guys. So I just wanted to throw that in there to anyone think I'm hating on Nick. But yeah, man, this woman's a demon. She's treacherous, you can tell. I mean, look at the state there. Look how good he looks there. Look at him, man. It's upsetting to watch, like. And then 5 years later, she's done this to him. She destroyed the guy. She destroyed him. I mean, I bet if he didn't meet her, I mean, I mean, she probably was the one who set him up to take the Robbie Lawler fight too, and he just went in there to get a paycheck, and he's probably burned through that already and paying off money he owed and all sorts of stuff. He's probably in debt, and this is so sad because Nick's not a great talker, he's not a great speaker, so he can't really be a pundit or anything. And people, when fighters are at the end and they've lost a couple, and no one gives a crap about them anymore. People just don't give a crap about old worn-out fighters. There's nothing sadder than a washed-up fighter that doesn't have any money because they've got no skills. They can't do anything else not because they're idiots or they can't do anything else. It was because they've devoted their entire life to that one thing that they can't do past a certain age. And if they don't feather their nest and invest correctly and do everything right, this is what we see time and time again, and it fucking angers me for someone who's worked so hard, literally physically worked so hard, and had everything so good. He was so set up, I think, for life. Even Dana said after that Anderson Silva fight, he said he never needs to fight again. So I'm sure he earned at least $5 million off that. And this succubus here has just come in and ruined his goddamn life. And you can see it in the comments, like someone was putting in the comments. I can't find this now, but people were putting in the comments like, Nick, you can do better than this hoe and stuff like that. Nick's getting, where was it? No good for Nick, and every single one of his fans know that. Pure evil, yeah. Yeah, messed him up, but at least Nick should have got him an attractive girl. Oh, come on, let's not be talking about. How was Nick going better? Covers you both. But there was a lot of, in a lot of their posts, a lot of negative comments and that. I'll leave that video here, but that's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. This is just a sad story, but as men, man, we need to bump our head multiple times hard to learn. We only learn one way, by bumping our head, and man, this guy has bumped his head in the worst way. And this woman, man, I wish nothing but the worst for her. I hate to say that, but she's evil. She's just a rat. And I hope she goes back to the little place she crawled out of, man, and Nick can get some help. And I really hope Nick, it would be nice to see Nick get back, get a couple of big pay-per-view fights in, screw it, if he came back and could get healthy. Because I think if anyone could do it, it is this guy who could actually come back at this age and put in a couple of decent fights. People will pay to see him, get a bit of money together, and just try and invest it and try and have a nice life, because, man, if anyone deserves it, it's this guy. But you can only help grown adults so much. So let's all pray for Nick, man. And peace. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.